Silt is a game that's lurked in my Steam library for a while now. An atmospheric horror title, it was created by Spiral Circus Games and has you navigate a surreal, monochromatic environment filled with underwater threats and strange imagery. Let's get into it, shall we? If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a cheeky wee comment. Silt is a mysterious experience. There are no characters or dialogue or really any direct sources of information as to what is going on, what happened, or the motive behind your actions. Just a dormant machine in the shape of a pronged cross, and a poem. In endless depths Goliaths roam, beneath the waves and crashing foam. Hunt them down, remove their eyes, for this is where their power lies. A great machine lies deep in wait. Awaken it to seal your fate. And then, here we are. A lone diver chained to the sea floor, the spark of life reignited by means unknown. What we are, or how we ended up here, is irrelevant. We need to break free first, and we can do that by possessing a nearby fish. During the possession, the diver becomes inert and empty, ignored by creatures that would usually attack, though we can still attack ourselves, and the predators will snap up prey that we've possessed. This mechanic is the method through which we interact with the world, stretching out the tendrils of our soul like puppet strings, weaving them into whatever vessel is needed to continue our journey, but we always return to the diver. The first level sees us wind our way through distinctly biological surroundings, the wrinkles of brain and intestine, the dull thumping of a heart, until we swim up and out through the toothed gullet of a massive creature. It does not close its jaws, it makes no sound, there is nothing left of whatever once animated this beast. I'm struck by the visual style of the game, not just the choice of colour palette, but the hand-drawn element to the environment. It gives the game an almost storybook feeling, if a rather grim one, populated by biomechanical beings picking over the remains of what came before. As for what that was exactly, I don't know for sure. This is one of those games where the story is really up to player interpretation, so I'm not going to spoil the ending for you, but I want to share the journey. Emerging from the belly of the beast, our attention is drawn by a sparkling light, luring us through a dark, cramped tunnel where worms slither out to chase us. Even swimming as fast as we can, they almost catch up to us until... I mean, I already knew something was on the other end of this glowing cat toy, but seeing it is still unsettling. This is the first of our Goliaths, the Gulper Eel. There is no combat, instead we puzzle them to death by using our possession ability. With the eel, this means tricking it into biting down on rocks instead of us, eventually bringing it down through excessive pain, I guess? I know that breaking my teeth on rocks would have me wishing for the sweet release of death. As with everything else, the eel too seems to be biomechanical in nature, the hinge of its jaw secured with a bolt, its eyes closing like a camera shutter. Upon its defeat, we can approach the eel and the prompt soul transfer comes up. We are somewhere else now, a vast space wherein lies the great machine. It opens to allow us inside, revealing an almost cathedral-like interior, grand pillars with intricate carvings, looming statues of people. Whether they were humans with animal heads or anthropomorphic animals is unclear, but they obviously hold a place of importance. Books line the shelves and murals adorn the walls. These figures are many times bigger than us, the spine of most books half our length. Are we small or are they giants? Did they create us? The imagery of divers with souls spilling from their helmets is everywhere. One particular statue has the same body as the first, but this one wears a helmet like ours, with antlers protruding from it. Are we one and the same? The fragment of a soul from a dead civilization? wandering a sea of ghosts. Further in, we come to a grand chamber, two colossal statues, their bodies embedded with diving helmets and wearing a pronged cross, hold between them a great disc engraved with our likeness and that of the eel eating its own tail. The game prompts us to transfer souls again. Now we find ourselves in a forest. This is the part where I start to believe we aren't in a real place. Obviously, it's a video game. What I mean by that is that I don't think this takes place in an ocean or even freshwater. The environment is simply what makes sense to the diver. To whatever we are, the inertia of a dead people rattling around in a dive suit, or just the lonely spirit of one such individual carried forward by a nameless urge, the feeling that something must be corrected. Whether you know what or why is another matter. In the forest, we circumvent man-eating flycatchers with poisoned fish, swimming through the deadly branches until we come to a great tree beneath the waves. It houses 4 bird-like creatures that are hungry for worms, and it just so happens that we can find exactly what they want to eat nearby. Again, the designs are wonderfully unsettling. These look like people wearing giant bird masks, screeching for food and happily gulping down worms many times bigger than could possibly fit down their scrawny necks. And they clearly have a symbiotic relationship to the tree, a behemoth creature awakened by our activities once all 4 of the chicks are fed. Like the flycatchers, we take possession of the nearby fish and poison them, feeding the Kraken until it succumbs and take its soul. Once more, we travel to the Great Machine, the backdrop of its dimension now a shattered collage of geometric shapes. Inside, we see the statues again, the intricate details, the murals, the visual of one diver rising above many still chained to the floor. There are diver helmets hanging in cages here, and the pronged cross is carved into the stairs. Another grand chamber, another soul transferred, and a new sight greets us. A city. Drowned in disrepair, fish murmurating between the structures like birds. One such tower holds the cross high. We delve beneath into a factory, machinery marked with the same symbol, bringing it to life and forging a path through its forgotten workings until we come to the dark bowels where something waits for us. The crab itself doesn't pose a threat, seemingly content to observe us, which made me feel a bit guilty as its death is notably brutal. After tricking it into completing a circuit, we possess an electric eel to fry it even more, forcing the crab to fall into a giant fan that slams its body around like a ragdoll, finally coming to rest in a heap at the bottom of a great fall. We carry its soul to the Great Machine, returning a piece of the puzzle. Our final environment is a coral reef, and it's here that the game fully caught me off guard. See, we passed by a dive suit infested with coral, and looking at it made me think the threat here was going to be coral since it looked like the suit was impaled from behind. I saw a branch of coral that looked similar and possessed a nearby fish to investigate it for me. The noise I made was not dignified. Regardless, the navigation of this level is a recipe for anxiety as you work your way through a maze of hungry worms and exploding spores, descending to the lowermost depths until you find the final Goliath, the Gloom Flower. Waking it requires you to force 2 bulbs attached by tubes to retract, and it's giving Yonic, which isn't a bad thing, I'm just putting it out there. What defeating this thing and bringing its soul to the Great Machine means, however, will have to be something you figure out for yourself. It is a short experience, but an atmospheric one, and I know some people will have a field day picking at the visuals and what it could mean. For my part, I think this could be a resurrection of some kind, a fail-safe created just before or as the civilization fell. You'll have to tell me what you think. Until next time. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below, whether it's a game you'd like to see me cover, what you thought about the one we just discussed, or to tell me about your pets. Special shout out to my patrons and YouTube members who are all very handsome people, and if you'd also like to be called a very handsome people, you can support the channel through Patreon or become a member here on YouTube. Either way gets your name in the credits. If you're into live streams, you can catch me every Wednesday on Twitch at 8 PM British time. I can also be found over on Blue Sky and TikTok when I remember to post on either of those. All that being said, don't forget to drink your water, take your medication, be kind to yourselves, and I will see you all next time.